New Rolex Watches Leak 2023. In just less than a month, something extraordinary is going to happen in the world of watches. Can you guess what it is? Yep, that's right. The biggest watch fair of them all, Watches and Wonders Geneva 2023, is about to open its doors. We have a hunch that Rolex, the famous watchmaker, is going to launch some new, amazing watches at the fair. It's no secret that Rolex always brings its A game to these events, and this year will be no exception. We've been working hard using our crystal ball to predict what these new watches might look like, and we want to share our predictions with you. So, are you ready to find out what we think the future of Rolex watches might hold? Get ready to be wowed by our guesses for the Rolex collection of 2023. A titanium Rolex Submariner 1266-17 LB with full blue scheme. Guess what? This year there's a lot of important jubilees and anniversaries happening. Well, and one of them is the 70th anniversary of the Submariner, Rolex's most important sports watch, and it's coming up soon. Now, Rolex is known for celebrating big milestones with special edition watches. And for the 70th anniversary of the Submariner, we expect something amazing. Something that could be a total game changer. Are you ready for it? A lot of people have been imagining a brand new version of the Submariner date watch. And this one's going to be special. You see, Rolex has recently started using a special type of titanium called RLX titanium. It's super strong and durable, and it was first used on a watch called the Deep Sea Challenge 1260-67, one of the coolest dive watches out there. But what if Rolex decided to use this special titanium on a new version of its iconic dive watch? A watch that's lighter and more functional looking than ever before. Well, that's exactly what we're hoping for. Here's what we think about the possible new Rolex Submariner Titanium 70th anniversary watch. Well, first of all, we don't expect any major changes to the overall design and specs. The current Submariner was just updated in 2020, so it's already pretty modern. The base model would still be the classic date model with a 41mm diameter and caliber 32-35. But here's where things get interesting. Instead of using the usual materials, Rolex might make the case and bracelet out of a super strong and lightweight type of titanium called RLX titanium. And they might switch up the color scheme too. While green has been associated with the Submariner's 50th anniversary in the past, we're imagining a full blue version for the 70th anniversary. All in all, this could be an amazing new version of the iconic Submariner watch. Guess we'll just have to wait and watch. Pun totally not intended. A full green white gold Daytona 1165-09 LV. The Submariner isn't the only watch that's going to be celebrated. The Rolex Cosmograph Daytona is turning 60 years old. The Daytona is a highly collectible watch, and Rolex already released a special 50th anniversary model in 2013. But what can we expect from Daytona's 60th anniversary? Well, since green is Rolex's signature color, we imagine a green watch. But let's take it up a notch and create something unique. We envision an 18-karat white gold model with a green Cerachrome bezel and LV, Lunette Verte. This combination is bold and unexpected, yet still follows the brand's desire for more colorful and daring watches. And while the watch would stick to the usual proportions and be equipped with the classic caliber 4130, we have even more ideas for the Daytona's 60th anniversary. A complete update of the Daytona. What if we told you that the most coveted Rolex watch could be getting a big update for 2023? That's right, the Daytona might be getting a facelift after more than 2 decades without any significant changes. Sure, there was a minor update in 2016 that added a Cerachrome bezel and black rings around the counters, but that's about it. It's been almost 23 years since Rolex presented the reference 1165-20, and we're itching to see something new. So, what can we expect from the potential reference 1265-20? Considering the brand's recent strategy, we can't imagine anything too drastic. It's more likely to be an evolution rather than a revolution. We might see some minor changes to the design, with slimmer lugs and a wider bracelet for a more modern look, and maybe, just maybe, the fully brushed bracelet and brushed top surfaces of the lugs could make a comeback. Other updates could include a return of the steel bezel and a panda dial with black contours. But the big question is, what will happen with the movement? Caliber 4130 is already top-notch, so what improvements could be made? Perhaps the addition of a date function? It's been a topic of discussion for years. We'll just have to wait and see what Rolex has up its sleeve. A full gold Rolex Explorer 36mm, 1242.78. Guess what? This year, not one, not two, but 3 watches are celebrating a big anniversary. One of them is the classic Explorer, which turns 70 years old. Can you believe it? Rolex updated the Explorer in 2021 with new versions made of super strong oyster steel and a mix of steel and gold called Rolex. The watch went back to its original size of 36mm, which was quite a bold move. The new version also got a modern upgrade with a fancy caliber 3230. Rolex decided to try something new by introducing a two-tone Rolex edition. But now that the Explorer is 70 years old, why not go for something even more luxurious? We're talking about a solid 18-karat yellow gold Rolex Explorer 36mm. It might seem crazy, but since Rolex is really into using precious metals these days, it could make sense commercially. The updated version would have a case, bezel, and bracelet made entirely of yellow gold with a glossy black dial and gold markers. This new version would be called the Rolex Explorer 70th Anniversary and would become part of the permanent collection. It might sound weird, but there's something really cool about this watch that's hard to explain. A sleek 36mm 1242.70 in stunning polar white. Have you ever wished for something so badly that you keep talking about it even though the chances of it happening are slim? Well, we've been doing that for years with this particular watch, the Rolex Explorer Polar White. We've been hoping and dreaming for this watch to come to life, and now we're back with a new interpretation of what it could look like. The idea is pretty simple. Take the latest 36mm Rolex Explorer, reference 1242.70, and change the dial to white. It's like creating a mirror image of the classic black version. But this concept isn't just something we made up. White dial Rolexes have existed before, like the super rare vintage reference 6610 that was auctioned by Christie's. So it's not impossible for our dream watch to become a reality. Who knows? Maybe one day Rolex will surprise us with a modern white dial Explorer. After all, they've already done a two-tone Explorer, so anything's possible. Necessary update of Rolex Milgauss, 126400 GV. Can we all agree that the Milgauss needs an update? With its outdated technology and competition offering more advanced anti-magnetic features, Rolex has to step up its game. But what can we expect from the new Milgauss? Our dream? A watch that isn't just resistant to magnetic fields, but entirely amagnetic? Yep, you heard that right. A watch that is entirely impervious to magnetic fields. And who better than Rolex to achieve such a feat? With their expertise in research and development, anything's possible. But what about the aesthetics? We predict a similar case shape to the updated Air King, with angular lugs, a thinner bezel, and a larger dial opening. And of course, we can't forget the quirky green sapphire crystal and signature lightning-shaped orange seconds hand. With anti-magnetism incorporated directly into the movement, the case can be even thinner overall. And as always, Rolex will stay true to its brand with double markers and orange accents. The return of the Rolex DayDate Tudor bracelet. We've got a wild prediction for 2023 that's sure to surprise you. It's something from the past that's been forgotten by many, but we're bringing it back with a modern twist. Imagine a watch that mixes white, rose, and yellow gold all on one timepiece. It's called the DayDate Tudor, and it's making a comeback. Why, you ask? Well, the 1980s are all the rage right now, and Rolex is all about those flashy multi-tone watches. Plus, who doesn't love a bold and daring statement piece? The new version would have a white gold base, a rose gold bezel, and a champagne tone dial with either Roman numerals or baton markers. But the real showstopper is the bracelet. 5 bands of rose, yellow, and white gold in the center of a white gold president bracelet. Will it actually happen? Well, it's a long shot, but it's definitely got us intrigued. Oh, it's important to note that we haven't received any official information from Rolex. Our predictions are solely based on what we imagine and expect to happen. Now, if you like this video, be sure to check out our watches that were made only for billionaires video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.